Hello, this video today is about Sun in the 12th house, and this will complete the Sun through the houses. So, as you know, Sun is supposed to be the most consistent and the king of the planets, really. So, and it is the indicator of father, your soul's journey. So, wherever it is in your chart, you naturally want to have some level of authority over that house, and it's about the government, the leaders, your boss, your vitality, and also your creativity and intelligence too. And 12th house is obviously a Dushtana house, and as a mild malefic, Sun should do pretty well there. Although, by one of my teachers, he always used to say that, not so much for us, normal individuals, but definitely not very good to have a politician with Sun in the 12th house, because it's Sun is about like illumination and having no secrets. And this is just after, fourth house and 12th house are two very, very private houses, secretive. This is about secrets. So it's, yeah, so there could be a lot of things hidden if somebody in charge, has this. So it's quite interesting. Obviously, Sun also matures after 30, and it's one of the indicators of work, but not necessarily the only one. So you have to look at other options as well for your career. So 12th house is about it's a hidden house. It's how you sleep, regenerate, rejuvenate, your meditation, yoga, endings, losses and expenses, intuition, any form of addictions, hospitals, far distance travel or faraway lands. It's regeneration, research, hospitals, charitable places like library, isolation, people who work on their own, like archaeologists could be working on their own in a lab, researchers, things like that. So it's also anything to do with going inside, psychic abilities, because you go in and you allow that to process. So as actually as a, when you look in, 12th house will be like, obviously, as I said, the secret house, and Sun being your vitality. So you need to look after your vitality and your health, really, because this is a Dushtana house. So how one also, it could also be that you prefer to retract and regenerate by just self-isolating from time to time, retracting from the world to just recharge your batteries, if you like. It is a hidden house as well. So, and Sun is integrity, and so there is there is a bit of an issue there, in the sense that you can, it's got, because 12th natural house of the zodiac is Pisces, and any planet in the 12th house is a little bit like being in Pisces, where you're not really grounded. When it comes to indications of that planet, or and there's also, until you kind of mature, there's a little bit of gullibleness about the person, because they could be too trusting, and maybe they kind of take people with face value a little bit, so they need to work on, like, who do they trust, that kind of stuff. They could also be not as consistent as the Sun needs to be, but that kind of gets better as you get older. You get to know yourself, your soul's journey, and things like that. So yeah, and so 12th house could mean, obviously, it could mean that you gain success in faraway lands, and but you could also be quite charitable person. So you could be working behind the scenes to help a charity, or that go far away lands in order to help. But these people will find it quite hard to actually look after money, just because they they can create their own sort of expenses in a sense, but they can be, it's an opportunity, as you know, it's 10 houses, it's 3 houses from your 10th house, so they can actually be very, by putting the hard work in, they can really succeed as time goes by as well. So and they could also find their success in a big big corporation, big company, big organization as such. But they like to work in the background, so they don't mind just sharing or giving the success to somebody else, and they don't want to be showy either. They to the world they show a humble side, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're humble, but they can show that to the world. But they certainly like helping others in a sense, but there would not be any ego issues there as such. Having Obviously it's an indicator on father as well, so it could just be that they are not very close to their dad, or their dad was always working, or their dad constantly travels to faraway lands and has not been available to them as such. Obviously, whenever I do videos, I do it so it has got no kind of malefic or benefic aspects. It's just the way it is. From there, obviously, it also aspects the sixth house. So the more they deal with their day-to-day routines and looking after themselves, work and service, the better they feel, because obviously that makes them shine in that sense as well. And what else have I written? Just like, so there is it's one that you need to just be very aware of your eating or drinking habits, not to actually get into any sort of habitual things with any form of like exercise, gaming, or spending money or anything like that. So you need to look after that. So as long as you look after your health and your vitality and your expenses, this could not be a bad one. I just think that obviously if somebody is in a place of power, particularly when it affects other people, this could be slightly questionable, but not for us normal people. It's fine. So that's it from me. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.